Well, good morning, fifth graders, or good afternoon if you're watching it in the afternoon. Now, today is Earth Day, so happy Earth Day. A couple years ago in 2017 on Earth Day, what year were you guys, like kindergartners, first graders? The fifth graders dedicated the two water fountains to you guys, and that was the start of the school-to-school water project, which is something I'm going to tell you guys more about. You kind of probably have heard of it a little bit, but I have a whole story and actually a whole week worth of stuff that I'd like to teach you about and have you work with me on something. We're probably going to do it third week of May. I know that's coming up, but I just thought I'd mention it because it's Earth Day. And in 2017 on Earth Day, we dedicated those two water fountains where you can, fill up your water and you actually get cold water. All right, anyway, so that is why I'm wearing green. I'm looking awful casual today. But you probably noticed something different about me. What else do you notice about me? Oh, my hair? No. My striking good looks? No. When I shaved today, I missed a spot? No. What could it be? What do you notice about Mr. Manderfeld? Anything new? Oh, you say the gold Disney Love thing that we 3D printed? True. That's not really new because I already showed you that, but wait, I added something. That's right. Instead of the fishing wire, we got official gold chain. My chain hang low, does it wobble to and fro? Can you tie it in a knot? Can you tie it in a bow? Okay. Anyway, I regress. I am the math teacher, not the 3D printing gold chain wearing. So this gold chain, I'm going to bring it over to Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith next week, and somebody can wear it. I don't know why you would wear it, but somebody can wear it. I'm thinking Olivia Q. If you're watching this, Olivia Q, I think this could be your look. All right. With that said, let's dive into today's lesson. It's week 32, as you know. The theme is what kind of problem is that? Why? Because today, something new. Oh, boy, it's over here somewhere. We're going into our fourth page of our flashcards. Remember, all of this stuff is somewhere in your head. You have learned it. You just got to be able to pull it out. And by actually studying, which I noticed yesterday, it was great seeing you all of you, by the way. Those kids that are actually studying these and doing their homework each night, I only give you 5 or 6 problems, are doing great. I think you're going to be right where I've always been with kids, whether we're in distance learning, hybrid learning, or regular school. And those of you that are choosing not to do it, that's you. I mean, you're going to only learn and get better at what you practice, okay? So with that said, let me remind you that Thursday and Friday, May 13th and 14th is the snow cone prep test. It's going to be about 15 to 20 questions, kind of a cumulative review, your last grade, and the big grade for this trimester. Any kids that have good notes and study, and I have some tricks on how I'm going to see who you are, have great proof paper. You guys will have your popsicle party or snow cone party the next week of school. So I want to say that. So let's dive into setting up our notebooks and then do the problem of the day, okay? So I always got to switch over here. So I was prepared. I already have my white paper out today. All right, so let's go ahead and set up our 3-column notes. How's that looking? Pretty good. All right, let's go snow cone prep, day 7, I believe. And it's 4/22/21. Funny dates. This whole year's been having kind of funny dates because the 1s and the 2s. All right, and let's put POD for problem of the day. And then no doodle of the day today, sorry. You can always doodle down on the bottom if you just want for fun during my exciting instruction. Okay, so let's go back over to the problem of the day now. Minimize that. I think it's right there. Okay, so I need a fraction for each of these. We've done this problem a lot of times. I need a fraction that can go in each of these. So go ahead and start copying these 3 numbers down. I want a fraction that will keep 4, 4. A fraction that will make 4 smaller, a fraction that will make 4 bigger. Okay? Now, there's an infinite number of answers, meaning there is not one answer we're looking for. There's literally thousands of correct answers. So Miss Smith and Miss Lindsay, too, if you're in class, I challenge you guys to try to figure out what goes in each one. Because this is a really kind of like a tricky problem. It's a great problem for understanding multiplying fractions. Okay? So I'll give you a second to go over that, or do that, and then we'll go over it. Okay, let's dive back to the problem. So I have 4 times, 4 times, 4 times. Something that will be equal to 4, looks like less than 4, and greater than 4. And for all, this is not a blank, I need a fraction. So 4 times what equals 4? Well, 4 times 1 equals 4, but you cannot put a 1 in there. You need a fraction equivalent to 1. Oh, somebody out there said 3/3. I love it. 4/4. Sounds good. 8/8. 12/12. As long as the numerator and denominator are the same, you got it. Let's use 8/8. So 4 times 1, 8/8, equals 4. Yep, I agree. Okay, 4 times what kind of fraction would make the number smaller? What would make 4 smaller? Because this says this side would have to be smaller. Well, when you multiply by a fraction, the number gets, hopefully you just finished that in your mind, smaller. When you multiply by a normal fraction, it gets smaller. Someone said out there 1/2, 3/4, 7/8, 99 1/100. As long as it's a normal fraction where the numerator is smaller than the denominator, any of those will work. So let's do 7/8. I guess I like eighths today. And then finally, 4 times what will make it bigger than 4? Well, how about 4 times 3? 4 times 9? 4 times 6? 6, 3, 9. The problem is none of those are fractions. How do you make a whole number? See, a normal number a fraction? Well, yeah, just put it over 1. Any of those will work. Or you could have picked, how about 4/3? As long as it's a fraction greater than 1, meaning the numerator is smaller than the denominator, it will work. Let's do 9/1. So Miss Smith, Miss Lindsay, go around and check. Kids at home, hey, thanks for actually watching the videos. All right, so we're going to go from here to correcting your homework from last night. So take a second, pause the video, get out your homework. Okay, you only had 5 problems from last night. You can see, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Snow cone review. You like how I did that? Kind of looks delicious. Oh my gosh, look at number 1. Looks like number 1 is very, very similar. Look at this. Same, except we have 12 instead of 4s, and we have it mixed up the order in which you have to put the right numbers. So you should have nailed this last night, or maybe pause the video now and make quick changes to your homework. Could. Or if Miss Smith and Miss Lindsay noticed that most kids did not do their homework last night, then maybe they could do it right now. All up to you. Okay, here we go. How do you make 12 smaller? You multiply by a normal fraction. 1/2 would work. 1/3 would work. 1/4 would work. 5/6 would work. 8/12 would work. Any normal fraction will work, 5th graders. So check them out. How do you make 12? 12? Multiply it by 1. Okay, let's use this time 4/4. You could use 7/7, 9/9, 100/100, whatever you want. And then finally, 12 times, how are we going to make this side bigger? Well, let's multiply by 7. Let's multiply by 9. Let's multiply by 12. Let's multiply by 2. Any of those will work, but you have to put them over 1. Because otherwise, yeah, because it has to be a fraction. All right, number 2. What kind of problem is this? Well, if you've been studying your flashcards, it's right there. Oh, yeah, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. So what goes first? Always parentheses. 5 times 4 is 20. Remember? And then you pull down. This is my hands pulling down. Pull down everything else. Pull down the 100. Pull down the plus. Pull down the 10. Pull down the divide. Pull down the 2. So are there any parentheses? Nope. Are there any exponents? No. Is there any multiplying and dividing? There is, way in the back. So we have to do the dividing first, even though it's at the end. 10 divided by 5 is, or 2 is 5. So now pull everything down. 100, take away 20, plus 10. No, plus 5, sorry, plus 5. Okay, now what wins? No multiplying and dividing. There's adding and subtracting. So which one do you do first, subtracting or adding? The answer is neither. You do whichever one comes first. So what comes first in the problem? Subtracting. So you get 80 plus 5, and then you finish your Dorito or pizza by getting 85. All right, number 3. What is the volume? All right, I'm sorry. The volume of this shape equals 180. What is the height? Well, what is the formula for volume? Oh, first flashcard. Length times width times height. Length times width times height equals volume. They tell you. They tell you right there. They tell you the answer, 180. They also tell you the length, 10, and the width, 6, but they do not tell you the height. Don't know. So how do you figure it out? Well, because I wrote out the formula here, I just finished the problem. This is 60. 60 times what equals 180? Well, how many 6s go into 18? That's right, 3. So it's easy. The answer is 3. By knowing your formula and setting up your problem, you got it. Okay, 2 more. Oh, you've seen this problem before. I don't know that I have it on your flashcards. It might be on a page we haven't done yet. But this is just doing the number like we've been doing. So we get 600 here. This would be 3/10. This would be 40. Ooh, this one's tricky. This one is the 100ths. So it would be 640. And then I would suggest 5th graders going like this. Now, why did I do that? Because remember, this is the 1/10ths, 100ths, and 1,000ths. By writing that, now look, I can just put in the numbers. Well, where does the 3 go? In the 1/10ths. It's right there. I already have it written. Where does the 9 go? In the 100ths. And there is no 1,000ths. So there is your number. Okay, last one. Does McDonald's sell burgers Sundays? What? Okay, so I'm going to flip it over to the back to do this because obviously you can see I don't have any room. 687 divided by 6. 687 divided by 6. Does McDonald's sell burgers Sundays? What? Let's go to green. So, first question. What times 6 equals 6, or how many 6 are in 6? 1. Then we multiply. I always tell you to touch it. Touch it. 1 times 6 equals 6. Subtract. 6 take away 6 is 0. B is for bring down. Remember, use your arrow. You can only bring down one number at a time. Start over means go back up to the top and say what again? What times 6 is 8, or how many 6s go into 8? 1. Touch it. Multiply is always next. 1, if you write a number up here, you got to put something down here. 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract, you get 2. Bring down your 7. Start over one more time. How many 6s are in 27? 4. 4 times 6 is 24. This is why you call it long division. It's getting long. Nothing to, now next is bring down. After you subtract, you bring down. Look, there's nothing to bring down. So the answer is 114, remainder 3/6. 3/6 is the same as 1/2. That would be advanced.
That was easy.
All right. So let's dive back to our notes now. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's get out your blue flashcards. Blue flashcards. And go to page 4. Page 4. I'm going to go over page 4 with you. Okay, here we go. What is a parallelogram? A parallelogram is a 4-sided shape, so it's a quadrilateral that has 2 sets of parallel lines. 1 set, 2 sets. 1 set, 2 sets. Okay, the only shape that's not a parallelogram is a what? A trapezoid. We did that yesterday. Okay, I want you to skip this one for a second. So you can skip 26. Okay, let's go to these shapes. Well, let's look at each shape. What is that? That is a right triangle. Why is it a right triangle? Because it has a little right angle there. What if all the sides are the same? What do you call the triangle? Equilateral. Equal, see all equal? Lateral. What if only two sides are the same? Isosceles. And what if no sides are the same? Scalene. So, right, equilateral, isosceles, scalene. Okay, how would you make a line plot? You might be saying, we only did a line plot for one day. I don't even remember what that is. That's okay. It's this. It's just a number line where you put x's, however many x's above how many things are that. So let's look on the front. You see how you have 2 1 1/4? That's why you put 2 x's above 1 1/4. It's pretty much that easy. How many 2's were there? 1. Just one of each. So basically, for this flashcard, you just say I'd make a line, and then I'd put x's above however many things there are. Okay, this one, though, is very important. Product is the answer to multiplication. Quotient is the answer to division. Sum is the answer to addition, adding, and difference is the answer to subtracting. All right, let's take a look at this one. What did I do right here? What I did right here is I have all the place values. There's the decimal. And then you can quiz yourself by just pointing at a letter and seeing what that letter would stand for. So for instance, what is the only one of these I've ever asked you to memorize? I've asked you to memorize the one behind the decimal is the, Lily, 1/10. So if you know that D is the 1/10, everything becomes easier. If that's the 1/10, what's that one? 1/100, 1,000. Now, if those go away, what's regular C is just the ones place, also known as the whole number, one whole. Well, what's after the ones? Tens, hundreds, right? Ones, tens, hundreds from second grade. Go to fifth grade. What's the one behind the decimal? 1/10, 100, 1,000. So if I said, which one is letter B? B as in boy. Tens. Regular tens, right? Because that's the ones, tens. How about the F? Where's F? I don't know. Well, you got the 1/10, 100, 1,000. All right. We did one of these yesterday. How do you multiply or divide by tenths? Well, if you want to multiply by 1,000, you have to move the decimal how many times? 3. And Bryce, remember yesterday, you moved it the wrong way. It's okay. We're just remembering. We want to make it 1,000 times bigger. So if we moved it 1, 2, 3 times, the number would turn into 46,000, right? Because the decimal is going this way, so the number's getting bigger. If you're going to divide by 100, all you do is move the decimal the other way to make it smaller. Right now you have $46. Move the decimal 2 times this way, and you're down to 46 cents. Okay, let's look on the back. You see, look. The decimal got moved. You moved it 1,000. 1, 2, 3. Turns into 46,000. You want to divide the decimal. You move it 2 this way, and it becomes 46 cents. I also call that the 2-second problem because you should be able to solve this in 2 seconds because all you have to do is put your decimal and move it. All right, finally. That one I'm not going to say anything about. I just want you guys to figure out if you can figure out what is missing there. Something is missing. Talk about it as a class. If you're at home, just try to figure it out. All right. So now you have all these flashcards you can study. If you're in class, Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith, maybe just go through all these now. Do whatever you want to study them. If you're at home, take some minutes to look through them, 5th graders. And then I want to let you know that we have a quiz tomorrow. You have a quiz tomorrow, so your homework tonight is super important. You know how sometimes I give you homework and then your homework looks a lot like the test? Hint, hint. Quiz, I shouldn't say test. Tomorrow is a quiz. Yeah, do your homework. We're going to go over it tomorrow before the test, and then I think you're going to kill the test. You'll do great. If you organize your notes, you have your blue paper. I keep saying test. You'll do awesome in your quiz. That's all I got for math today. No real notes. Just study those blue flashcards. Miss Smith and Miss Lindsay, if you need a little bit more time, you obviously can look at any of the work that we've done and do some problems just on the board with the kids, okay? Thank you. Have a great day.